It's a grown man sport. What? It's a grown man sport. Yeah, yeah. It's a grown man sport. Yeah, it's a grown man sport like that. This one going out.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What's going on with everybody? We are back. I'm your boy, Mr. Smokefella. You got my man, PG-13 in the house. You got our special guest filling in for Lucky Lefty, my man Sweets, who will be going by the name of Chris Bourbon today. And we got KDL33. What's up,
What's up? How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up,
going on?
Fellas, what's going on, man?
What's good? Welcome back, PG.
I'm back, baby. I'm back. I miss my fellas. I miss my peoples. Man, it feels good to be back where we belong.
Well, we're going to start off a little different today. You know, we usually go with put some smoke in the air. You know, that's when somebody's passed away or somebody's done something great. But I think we're going to start off with the SmokeFellas finger today.
I sure had that one for you.
Because is he nuts? Edinburgh High School player rushes back on the field and knocks over referee for kicking him out the game for unsportsmanlike conduct. The player Emmanuel Duran, unsportsmanlike conduct happened when he was tackling the quarterback and they got into a melee. Some punches were thrown. So he got thrown out the game. This kid rushes back on the field before the next play and hits 58-year-old Fred Garcia, the referee. Man, knocked him off his feet, put his feet in the air. So he got checked for a concussion and a shoulder injury. Now, the team went on to win the game, but the league removed the high school from the playoffs, man. This is crazy. Now, normally we'll just chop it up, just us, man, but we got a special guest from What's Up Cuz, Jason Palmer, because he is the actual referee, so I wanted him to weigh in on this. JP, you out there?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Happy Saturday.
How you doing
JP,
today, man?
JP, what's happening, man?
I'm doing good, baby. I'm doing good, man.
What's going on, brother?
Enjoy this Saturday, man. Great weather in December, man. We can't complain about none of this stuff.
You're right. You're right.
Bro, what is that a picture of behind you, man?
Oh, man, you know, that's the greatest Super Bowl performance at halftime in history, baby. I got me a big picture of Prince performing in the rain.
I thought that was Tiny Man back there. I thought that was Tiny Man.
The purple one.
Yeah, the purple one. That's classic, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, too bad the Bears couldn't win the damn game, though.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is, man. We was there, though.
That's right. That's right.
So, as you know, what we're talking about, the high school player that came back on the field, knocked the referee into the air, put him down, messed up his shoulder, possible concussion. Now, you're a referee, right?
Yeah, that's right. I do 3 sports, man.
Weigh in on this, man. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm not happy about it. No sports official is, but the fans ain't happy about this. Nobody is happy about this, man. I think one of the things that we tried to do when I spoke with a lot of self-defense experts is a lot of times the people are attacking the uniform and not the human being behind the uniform. You know, it's unfortunate that this young man did what he did. Unfortunately, though, this is something that happens on a fairly regular basis in all sports. I will say some sports are more prone to this type of conduct than others. Soccer has got the absolute worst numbers in terms of assaults on officials. Basketball is pretty high. Football, you know, it depends. Now, the real disturbing part is this is down there in Texas, and Texas got a serious problem with it. So much so that the Texas legislature a few years ago made attacking a sports official a felony. You know, that's how bad it is. It can go up to a felony. Illinois also has that law. If you guys remember about 10 or 15 years ago at the White Sox game, they had a couple of incidents where fans ran on the field. One time they attacked the Kansas City first base coach. The other time The other time, the knucklehead went and attacked the first base referee, Laz Diaz, who's an ex-Marine. So, Laz can handle it.
And he got put down too.
Right.
That's
He got put down.
That's right.
He got
That's
put
right.
down on that one.
That's right. That's right. So, this is just, it was shocking to see this, man. I've never seen it in football where a kid just did a full-on sprint. And, a lot of background on this kid. He's a state champion wrestler in the heavyweight division. He was an all-state defensive player, was getting a lot of looks, but he's got a history. He just got suspended last year from the soccer team. He was playing soccer down there. The school was down in the Rio Grande Valley area of Texas. And he was on the soccer team, and he had a similar incident where he kind of threatened the referee, and the school suspended him for the rest of the season, the rest of the soccer season. So this kid's got a history. He's obviously got some stuff going on in his life. When I was talking with Sean and Maya, our thing is, this is a terrible mistake, and you don't want a kid to ruin his life. But at a certain point, they also have to have some responsibility for their life too. You just can't let stuff slide and say, oh, he's a kid, he's going through stuff. Yeah. Hey, man, we all going through stuff. So, we'll see what happens here. We did find out he is 18. So he got charged as an adult. He did get charged with just the misdemeanor assault. His bail was set at $10,000. He posted the $1,000 and he is out. But there's a lot of disturbing things about this, and the thing I was most disturbed about, fellas, was that there were 4 police officers there at the scene when this happened, and they didn't arrest this kid right then and there. They kind of walked him off the field, let him go home, and then the next day they went and arrested him. And that I think was the most disturbing part, was that everybody just watched this older official who I did find out he did suffer a head injury and a little shoulder injury, but it seems like he's going to be okay. But, the thing with them head injuries, fellas, we all know you can get it and be cleared, and then 2 days later, something really, bleeding on the brain, anything can happen. Right. So, if his condition were to worsen or something, this kid's charges could be upgraded. So that's kind of like the level I got.
And when I was watching the clip, more of the players reacted from the opposite team and some of his teammates. It was just like, man, I was like, this kid is nuts. Because he was just, it was premeditated because he was on the sideline for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And, he walked around on the sideline, and then it's just like in an instant, he snapped. It was just like, okay, all right, I'm going to go attack him. I got to wait for my moment. Okay, everybody calm down. Boom.
Yeah, you're right. And the scary part was, fellas, when you watch that clip, you can see his assistant coach was running like right after he was sprinting.
Trying to catch him.
Right. Yeah. And so was another one of his teammates who was sprinting after him. But this guy, you could tell just how much his adrenaline had to have been pumping, for him to just have taken off like that. And, it was really scary to see the referee's head bounce off of that turf, man.
His feet went straight up in the air. And, I mean, he hit the ground hard. And matter of fact, it took the biggest old lineman on his team to kind of restrain him.
And you know what, man, I'm glad you got Jason on here to speak on this, man, because us playing high school sports before, man, when I seen this, I was like with my mouth wide open, like, wait a minute, dude. I'm used to parents coming out of the stands talking crazy, but to see this come from a student athlete, a senior who's a leader on his team, and to see him just to lose it momentarily and go at the referee like that, I was appalled. And I just thought to myself, like, man, this young boy just don't know what kind of damage he could have done, possibly still could have done to his career. He could have had all types of offers right now, and some of them offers could be getting rescinded because of what he did.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Jason.
Yo.
Hey, Jason, I say this with all due respect.
Mm-hmm.
I do not believe in putting hands on a referee whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Right? Some of you all deserve to be cussed out, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
this, man.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Some refs, be it as a dude that played high school and college basketball, some refs take it personal, and they pick on the guy. Mm-hmm. So it's okay, because when I graduated, I hung out and drank with the very same referees I used to cuss out. Mm-hmm. It was just understanding. It was sports. We was in it, right?
Right.
You do not at no time put your hands on the ref.
Right.
That you don't do. Now you overboard.
Right.
Now you let your adrenaline go. Now you overboard. They kids should never play again in any sport. He should never be recruited.
I wouldn't say that, Kev. I disagree with
I
you.
would. I would.
Disagree with you.
I
You know
would
why?
because
Kev.
if that's in you, and you had he said it. That wasn't just football. He had a history in soccer. That means you need anger management. That's not out of you, and you don't know when that can erupt again. He should not be recruited.
I'm still gonna disagree with you because
I'm good with
the reason why I'm disagreeing with you, Kev, when you get through talking, he is not a full-blown adult, bro. He is still a teenager. He is still a kid. If somebody cuffs him right now, talk to him, mentors him, he can change all of that, bro. I don't say penalize this kid for making a very dumb mistake, stupid, idiotic mistake. He is still a child,
history,
bro. He's
Hey,
still
I'm
a
with-
child, bro.
Hey, I'm with Kev though. I'm with Kev.
He has a history, bro.
He's a child, bro.
What's your thoughts on
You
it,
18
Sweet?
years old.
Hold on, Kev.
If that ref didn't recover, everybody would be singing a different song. That kid needs to be punished. I'm with Kev. I mean,
I didn't say he should be punished, Sweet. I didn't say he should be
control your
punished.
emotions. You
Dude.
need to sit everything out because
Okay, so let's hold
it
on,
can be
man.
uglier
I'm
than
still
that.
playing.
Hold on, Pat.
Okay.
Finish
So-
your statement, Sweet.
The next
Go ahead,
time
Chris.
would be uglier than that, man. I wouldn't give him no pass. I'm like Kev. Sit him down. He don't need to play nothing else. Go
Man, come on,
learn
man.
how to be a man. Grow up.
You
It
got
is what it
Control
is,
your
Pat.
emotions.
Bro,
Control
hold
your
on,
emotions.
stop. Time out, man. Let's be real, bro. I understand what y'all saying, but you talking about a kid. Look at this adult, this is a family show. Look at these grown adult suckers in here making all this money, make all these dumb decisions, and guess what? They get slapped on the wrist and they get another chance. This is a child, bro. This is a child. This is his first time doing something stupid at this caliber. You talk to him, man. You mentor this young man. If you just throw him to the curb, guess what? You just letting him go by the wayside. And then he's going to do a whole lot of other stupid things. You mentor this young man. You
So
don't
he-
let all these
They don't-
grown men do all
hey,
that
I
stupid
just
stuff.
say, hey,
Keep your
hey,
chance.
I just
Hey,
say-
Pat.
I just
Hey,
say-
Come on,
Pat.
man.
They don't.
No.
They
Put him
don't
in a
physically attack
program,
refs in
mentor
multiple
him,
sports,
whatever.
Pat.
But as far as sports, he's done, man. You don't do that to a referee. He's done.
So here's the
I
thing.
still
Here's
say,
the thing,
In
man,
fellas.
multiple sports.
Okay.
Right.
Put him in a
Go ahead,
program.
Jay.
So here's the thing. So currently 22 states, because this is how big the problem is. 22 out of the 50 states have laws specifically on what happens if you attack a sports official. That's how bad the problem is. And 22 states have had to say, we're going to put officials in a special class, like if you attack a nurse, if you attack a firefighter, if there are 22 states that have a special class to protect sports officials because it's this bad. Now, in terms of this particular individual, he's 18 years old. You don't throw him away at the wayside, but there has to be a very harsh punishment because he does have a history of doing this before. So he is a senior. His athletic career on the high school level is definitely done. There's no doubt about that. However, we don't know if the kid plays club soccer. I'm sure any D1 offers he got have been rescinded.
Right.
But just as we had on our show this past Monday, we did a show on junior colleges and their importance. And we had a junior college football coach on for College of DuPage. We had a junior college basketball coach on from Iowa. And their thing is a lot of times this is where athletes like this kid would go. This would be their second chance. They would go to a junior college, probably not get a scholarship, see if they can acclimate themselves to a college environment, try to get past mistakes. Because, fellas, we got players who've got arrest records. We've got female athletes who've had children when they were 16, 17 years old and lost their scholarships. So I'm not about throwing this kid away. I don't think anybody really is. But at the same time, he also has to go through the process for what he did and be held responsible for it. And, I think that's what Texas is trying to do. I think the school pulled the entire team out. So I'll touch on that a little bit because I did get some information on that. And the reason why the school pulled their team, it was a decision made not by that principal, but by that school district. Right. And their reasoning was that you've had incidents with this kid before. You didn't, either the school didn't get him the assistance he needed or whatever happened. So the school district was like, we're not going to deal with this. They're also afraid that they're going to get sued by the official, which probably is going to happen. So they're saying, look, let's just right. They're just saying, you know what? Let's just stop this right now. Let's just let this season go by, and we'll go from there. Because like Chris said, and like Pat said, this kid was the leader of the team. He was like the captain of the team. So, he kind of sets the tone. And I think that school district wants to say, you know what? It's so much going on right now in the world. This is this kid's second offense. We don't really need this publicity. Let's just pull the plug. Now, the people, again, who we haven't gotten a statement from is the police department on why he wasn't arrested right there. Because I can guarantee you, if Kev walked up to somebody in Menards and just blindsided him in front of the police, Kev gonna get hooked up.
Automatically. Hey, Jason, and I agree with you. He's probably going to end up in a JUCO. Mm-hmm. He's probably going to be on his best behavior, right? Mm-hmm. But when he goes to the JUCO and he plays 2 years, obviously he's the team captain. He can ball. So he's probably going to ball out in the JUCO, right? When he gets to that D1 school, we don't know what the reaction is going to be because he probably is not going to be mentally ready for that. And if it sounds like if he don't get his way, he just snaps off. What Kev, I'm saying is he should not get the opportunity.
Let me challenge you on that, Kev. Look at Cincinnati Bearcats. Half their team came from JUCO, and it was always a joke that they had convicts, criminals, and all of that. But guess what?
Agreed.
Guess what? Once they got under a coach that could handle them and keep them under control, they became better players and better men.
Well, Bob, I agree with that. I actually met Bob Huggins. Bob Huggins is a cool dude, and I can play for him too. That's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is, I guarantee you, Lavertus Robinson went to Cincinnati, number one. Did he have a history of putting his hands on officials in multiple sports?
It's not about officials. It's about giving that person a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance.
No, but I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, if you have a history in multiple sports of putting your hands on officials, not just getting text, because you get a text, you get emotional, got all that. But you putting your hands on officials in multiple sports.
They didn't say that. He said, "Come
on, man."
So let me ask this question again, Jason. There was multiple incidents with this young man. Was there incidents with him and referee? Him putting his hands on referee, or just other incidents where he lost his cool during this situation?
So in the soccer incident, we learned that he threatened the referee. He physically threatened the referee, which technically under the law
is assault.
Okay.
Right.
But we also understand that there's a sporting environment, so you try not to bring criminal law into sporting events. You suspend the kid. The kid got kicked out of the soccer match. He lost the rest of his season. Typically, that's how that's going to go. This particular incident went way past that, though. So It doesn't matter if it was done in a sporting arena, if it was done in a parking lot, if it was done in a locker room. What he did was assault. If you guys remember, about 20 years ago, there was a brother who played hockey for the Vancouver Canucks, I think, Donald Brashear. He got hit in the head with a hockey stick during the NHL match by Marty McSorley. He literally took the club back and hit this brother in the head. And that was at an NHL actual game. That dude was arrested and charged with aggravated assault. So it doesn't really matter if it was in a sporting arena or not. It's kind of, how vicious was, the crime itself. And to, Kevin's point, and, referees and players and coaches, sometimes we all say different languages. It depends on the culture. In football, y'all say a whole bunch of stuff to the referees on the sideline, and this is normal conversation. If you say that to me, but if you were to do that to me, like in volleyball, when I ref in volleyball, you're going to get kicked out of the match. It's just a different culture. So each sport has its own culture. Major League Baseball, you'd see the manager running out, kicking dirt on the umpire and all that stuff. We do have rules in place for that type of stuff. You boot somebody from the game, it's a dejection. Cool, that's one thing. But, criminal behavior is where we really need to put a stop to this, because it's happening in every single sport. The numbers are going up. It's so bad, guys, that, I used to work for Referee Magazine and the National Association of Sports Officials, and we actually have insurance for assault. I'm covered.
Now,
that's a good thing, bro.
If that kid was my complexion, the police would have been on the field.
Now I was wondering when this was going to come up.
The
Girl
police would have been
Vanessa
on the field tackling him. They don't care if he would have been 15, 18, or whatever. That kid got to go home. The police went to his house to take him to be arrested. If he was my complexion, they would have tackled him on the field. All the police officers was there.
Vanessa is right.
He was on
Hey,
a little
Sweets,
lighter than you.
I tried my best. Hey, Sweets, I tried my best to leave the racial part out. I tried my best.
So, Jason, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, Vanessa is saying the same thing. If this was a black kid, he would be under the jail. So, do you think that it's a difference?
Well, I mean, just the society at large. We can't forget we're part of the society at large. So more than likely, yes, that probably would have occurred, especially in Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about Texas, for Christ's sake. You know, the big law and order state. So, you know, Texas, where, you know, a brother is sitting in his house eating cereal and a cop walks in and shoots him. It's Texas.
Right.
So, yeah, you know, of course, we all agree with Vanessa on that. Of course, you know, especially in 2020, we look at everything through a different lens and how much of a factor race is a factor in this. You know, it was really a shame to see the whole incident. I felt terrible for the referee. I felt terrible for this kid's head coach because some people were blaming the head coach. Look, I've coached before. You guys have coached before. We can't control every single thing these kids do, man. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You can coach them all the same. You can love them the same. You know, a lot of kids who are playing sports have issues way past sports. They're coming from a home background. They're coming from a community background. There's only so much of that stuff you can't control, which is why a lot of this comes down to the personal responsibility of the athlete. And that's where we have to focus for this young man. My first focus, of course, is with the referee and his health and getting back to 100%. I mean, this is a dude, he's been doing this 27 years, man. That referee been out there for 27 years doing that. And let's be honest, man, you know, they ain't making, you know, the money an NFL referee make. It was a state playoff game, so he maybe was making, well, you know, I ain't gonna lie, down there in Texas, the referees. No, in Texas, the football referees, Pat, get part of the gate.
What?
Whoa. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, I got one of my ex-college teammates worked as a referee in Atlanta. And he did high school sports. He said Texas and Florida, they get paid. Yep. He said they get paid. Real talk.
Yeah, so, Texas get part of the gate. And fellas, y'all know the Texas State Championship game is held in the big Cowboys Stadium in the Dallas, and it's sold out every year. So imagine what the gate is like if you getting a cut of that.
Right.
But the biggest thing about this, man, it's a black stain on the coach, the program, the school district. And for me, the biggest travesty outside of the ref and what happened to him is the kids that won that game in the state playoffs moving,
now they can't
move on, man. And what if it's that one kid that, you know, he was on the borderline of getting a scholarship and they was looking at him. Now it's over with for you. Now it's all about tape and trying to send your tape out, man. It's man, that's crazy.
But that's why I disagree. That's why I disagree with Pat, because that kid not only spoiled it for himself, he spoiled it for a lot of them other kids, man. So
exactly.
I don't believe he need a second. I don't believe he need a second chance, kid or not. He blew it for a lot of kids, man.
Exactly, Sweets. And he 18 years old. This ain't no 13-year-old making a bad mistake, anger management.
Well,
this dude is 18 years old. And if he was the leader, that means he's probably the best player, and they trusted him to be the leader of the. So they put responsibility on, and that's how you reward the responsibility. So he doesn't deserve.
This is where
he gonna end up in the JUCO though.
We
Jason
gotta agree to disagree, because I know at 18 I did some very stupid things in my lifetime, and I knew better. And guess what? In the end, if somebody would have came and grabbed me and talked to me, I probably would have made a lot of them mistakes going forward. So that's where I agree to disagree with you, fellas.
Well, you did go to Dunbar.
Did you assault a referee? Yes or no?
You did go to Dunbar, but
hey, Pat, you didn't have to assault a referee because y'all wasn't good enough.
I ain't talking about no sports, brother. I'm talking about some life-altering decisions at 18 that could have cost me my life, bro. He ain't did enough. As far as I'm concerned, he hit a referee. We already know that's fine and dandy. But at 18, you still make a lot of immature, dumb, irrational mistakes, brother. And all it takes is for a grown man like you, Sweets, Jason, Ben, and myself to grab this young man, talk to this young man, mentor this young man, and at 19, he won't make them same mistakes. But if we keep having a mentality like, oh, he 18, he don't need no second chance, bruh, that's why a lot of us are lost to the system right now, because we don't have nobody that want to cuff us and help us turn that corner and change our mind.
Although I agree with you, Pat,
there it is.
I think you're switching the narrative on the situation.
No, I'm not, brother. There is no switching of a narrative. If you're 18 and make a stupid mistake, somebody needs to talk to you, brother. I'm not saying he didn't make no bad. He made a very dumb mistake.
Hey, fellas.
Stupid.
You all have made some valid points. JP, man, I'm glad you came on and gave some insight on this, because you actually in it. You actually in it, and thanks for popping on the show for us, man. This has been a great start to the show and the segment, man, because this was real. It kind of shook me up when I saw it. I couldn't believe it. And it made all national news. So, it was all over. So a lot of people were affected by this, and it was like, man, this is crazy. This kid is nuts. Personally, I would have checked him for PEDs right after the game.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me come on and talk about it. I'm a journalist and I'm a sports official. I've been a sports official now for 12 years in 3 different sports. And, to all you guys' points, sports officiating, this is something that unfortunately happens. But the truth of the matter is, it's a great way to actually help mentor young people. You get to interact with the student athletes and the coaches, and it's the best second career I could have ever imagined, man. And, there's so many times I'm walking around the streets of Chicago and I see kids who know me as the referee. Hey, you ref my basketball game. Hey, you did my water polo match. You did this, you did that. And it's really important, fellas, that they see African-American referees, which is why what the NFL did a couple weeks ago with an all-black officiating staff was so cool.
Oh man, that was dope.
Yeah, that was huge.
Right.
I think that was cool, man.
I mean, it's a lot of money in this, man. And for years we weren't getting our share of the pie. And it's really good to see our people getting into all these sports. We had Mark Davis, NBA referee, on our show 2 weeks ago. The money is there. It's a job where you don't need a degree in. It's something you can start early in life, and who knows how long it's going to take you, man. I love it. So just thanks for having me on, fellas, and you all have a good show.
Hey, JP, before you get out of there, man, I gotta ask a question because I heard you drop something.
Water polo.
Yeah. Water polo.
I heard it too, man.
Yeah. So I'll go on that real quick, man. So I started with volleyball and basketball. Those were my first 2 sports. Then 4 years into it, I got into water polo because they said, look, man, we ain't got no water polo official. I said, man, I don't know jack, what about no damn water polo? They like, that's all right, we'll teach you. I'm like, y'all gonna pay me and teach me? Yeah. I like, cool. So we make about $100 to do 2 matches. The matches usually take you about probably 1 hour 45 minutes, Pat. So you show me a job where you get $100 in like 1 hour 45 minutes and do it 5 days out the week. That ain't bad either. So water polo is a really cool sport, and the thing that a lot of people don't know is that there are more African American kids starting to play. Chicago Public League currently has 32 schools that have water polo programs, both boys and girls. And the thing that a lot of people don't understand, especially for you football guys, is water polo is the best conditioning sport.
I'm pretty sure
you can actually play because you're in there treading water for an hour. So, knock yourself out if you can do that. So what you'll see is a lot of football players put their linemen on the water polo team so that, they can get them to build up their conditioning and stuff. And there's some phenomenal athletes. And, watching some 250-pound linemen try to play water polo is actually funny.
Hey,
man. I was going to let it slide. I wasn't going to say nothing about the water polo.
I heard it too.
I was actually going to let it slide.
That's all right, man.
I like the referee. I'll just let it slide.
JP, man, thanks for coming on, man. And because of you, man, I'm watching Purple Rain tonight.
Hey, man, the Apollonia scene is the best one.
Yes, sir.
That ain't late, man. I talk.
Hey, Jason, that just reminds me when the Bears lost.
Wow. Okay,
Let's
on
go
that note,
Giants, man.
on that note, man, thanks, JP.
No problem. Peace out, fellas.
Have a good one,
All
brother.
right.
All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, fellas, we got it in on that one, man, and that was a very interesting topic, man. But come on, man, we about to move on into some other sporting news, man.
Hey, update, man. Sly did chime in and say he wasn't gonna make the show, fellas.
Yeah, so Sly got some things going on. For everybody that's a fan of Lefty, Lefty is going to try to come in the second hour of the show. He had some things that he had to take care of today, so he'll be coming and chiming in with us a little later.
All right,
Now,
Chris Bourbon
yeah,
here, baby.
we got Chris Bourbon, and I stress the bourbon with the gold chain. Yes, sir.
There's the bourbon.
Yes. All right, man. Boxing at its finest, man. Now, last week, on my take on it, man, it took boxing back about 50 years. Tyson versus Jones. Then you had Nate Robinson and the Jake Paul debacle. Then you had Snoop Dogg giving you a whole concert while he was smoking weed. I mean, come on, man. Let's talk about this, man. Sweets.
It did what it was supposed to do. It was entertainment. Okay. I hear more people talking about Snoop commentating.
Now that was classic.
Then how terrible the Roy and Tyson fight was, because Roy was holding on for dear life.
Lord have mercy. Look at that picture.
Look at Roy. Look at Roy's style.
Hey, listen,
man. That picture
now,
said 1,000 words.
I'm gonna tell you, Snoop Dogg and his commentating, man. I mean,
hilarious.
The comment of 2020 when that dude said you can't play boxing and you can't play pimp. I almost fell out when he said that, man.
That's what I say. Like with boxing, boxing need an event like that just for shock value, because boxing get boring at times. So sometimes you got to let it go crazy just to rope some more people in. And I think Snoop did his job. Nate, did he ever wake up?
No, Nate's still there.
Well,
Nate.
I mean,
Nate's still there, man.
Nate had the fastest boxing career ever, man. And, maybe he should go to the Big Three or something. Go holler at Ice Cube or something.
Hey, listen, Nate got knocked out for $600. Do y'all understand that? He got knocked out for $600.
Hey, Kevin,
but he was playing in the Big Three.
Kevin was so mad
That's why I say he need to go back.
I was the very first one that said something about him getting knocked out. And Kevin said, hey, man, it's a basketball player. At least he made it out the first round.
Hey, man, it's entertainment, man. It's entertainment, number one. Snoop was the best of all night. Bro. Meaning, he was the best act. He was the best commentator. Snoop was the best of all night. Right? Roy Jones' ribs and the side of his body is still hurt. Because Mike Tyson actually could have knocked Roy Jones out. But he chose not to and just worked on his body. Roy was hurt. When they put them fake belts on at the end of the night, Roy couldn't even put the belt on because his size was hurt.
Oh, no. He didn't even take his... Usually after a fight, you cut your gloves off, man. He was doing his interview. He was like this.
Yeah,
he was trying to hold his kidney in place.
Bro, his size was hurt, man. Mike could have really knocked that boy out, man.
Hey, hold
on. But they
on.
agreed not to.
Now,
that's what happened.
Now, Jake Paul, that beat up on my man Nate Robinson. Now, this dude, he's a boxer, but he is in it trying to make the biggest payday that he can, because now he has challenged Conor McGregor. He had challenged Conor McGregor. He had challenged a host of other individuals, man. I'm like, come on, man. This was comedic boxing, man. And boxing was doing well during this quarantine. They had some good fights on them. I mean, it's like, man, now we get to this under what is it, Triller that Snoop Dogg is now want to make a own boxing league. I mean,
Tyson,
to me,
Tyson owns that.
This right here was trash to me. This was trash boxing.
Or Jake Paul gonna get his ass whooped.
It's another one of them situations, man, where it was trash, but we gotta take it for what it was, man. It's supposed to be for charity or whatever that was. I don't know how it was for charity with the money that they was making, the money that Tyson Jones was making.
It's about to be the WWE boxing league.
Yeah, this is
That's what it's gonna be.
this is terrible, man.
Tyson, the new Vince McMahon.
It was terrible.
But if he
It was
fights,
comical. It was very comical though. I ain't gonna
but
lie
if
to
he
you.
fights McGregor, who's a UFC fighter, I mean, now he's fighting a name. All he's trying to do is get the payday out of it.
Yeah.
McGregor gonna kill that boy because McGregor is a nut. Number one, and he ain't that great of a boxer. We talking about him because he
really
fought
not,
a basketball player.
He's
Right.
really
Now,
not.
We talking about him because he fought a basketball player.
Right.
That's the only reason we talking
Now,
about.
I will say, if I was Nate, I'd go back to the hood, put a case on this dude, because the next day, Jake Paul was on every social media phone
With Nate Robinson.
with his
shoes
With his
on
jersey.
and his
jersey on.
With his jersey
Come
on.
on,
With his
man.
jersey.
Was that disrespectful?
That's
Pose.
disrespectful.
He was like,
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful, man. I'm calling all the guys from the hood and saying, go find this dude.
smash.
But
on
again,
sight.
he's trying to make a buck, bro. Dude is just trying to blow up while he can, man. He was a YouTube sensation, right? He fought on Mike Tyson's card. Now he want to fight McGregor so he can get that big payday, and he's done. He gonna go back and live off his money. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
You know who he put a challenge out there too?
Who?
Le'Veon Bell. Because Le'Veon Bell boxing trains in the off season. So he threw a shot out there to him too. I'm like, come on, man.
Why don't you throw a shout out to Kendall Gill, who actually
Hey,
boxes?
Ken, you just took the words out of my mouth, boy. I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say I bet he want to challenge Kendall Gill. Kendall Gill lay that boy out.
Man,
Lay him out.
Kendall Gill lay that boy out.
I don't know the way he knocking out basketball players. I don't know.
Hey, Kendall Gill ain't no Nate Robinson, bro.
Hey,
Nah, but
but
Kendall
we-
Gill actually boxes though.
Kendall Gill actually boxed.
hey, man, we is not gonna put no stain on basketball players like that, man.
Right.
'Cause
Right.
Nate
What?
made basketball players look bad, man.
Now Kendall Gill can redeem this. He can redeem
He
the
can.
NBA.
He can. He can.
I bet
Man.
they wouldn't call out Kenyon Martin.
Oh no, because Kenyon
He crazy.
Martin did jail time. He did jail time.
I bet you wouldn't call him out.
He ain't gonna call him out.
Kenyon Martin will probably come in the ring with a tire. He'll come in there with a tire, put it in the middle, and say, "Put your foot in here. Let's see who get knocked out first."
Right. hit me.
Right.
Man, y'all crazy, man.
Damn.
All right, man. We're gonna move on, man. And let's talk about this trade, John Wall and Westbrook. Now they traded John Wall and a 2021 protected draft pick, right, to Houston for Russell. Russell's gonna go play with Bill. Now, Wall has not played since 2018 because he had a left heel injury, and then he followed that up with a torn left Achilles tendon. So he hasn't played since 2018. Wall is a pass first point guard. So I kind of like that going with in Houston. But he's owed $41 million next year. The 21-22 season, $44 million. 22-23, $47 million. He got a lot of bread left on the table. Westbrook. Now we all know this is gonna take the ball out of Bill's hands, and Bill is a scorer, proven scorer. So now you're gonna take the ball out of his hands because Westbrook is a shoot first point guard. What's your thoughts on it, KDL?
I think it's actually going to work for both situations. Harden is going to be traded, right? So we can stop all this. They're going to start the season with Harden, and he want to play with John Wall. We can stop all that. Harden is going to be traded, but I think it works for both ways because Bill is not a dominant ball handler like John Wall is. John Wall has to have the ball in his hand. Bill can float around, spot up, shoot. He doesn't have to do everything anymore because you got to do that. Number one, played for the coach before. He played for Scott Brooks before Westbrook. You got a shooter and a Barron, the white guy, Barron. I forgot his name. He just signed the contract.
Bertrand, whatever.
Bertrand. So you got a shooter in him. You got a scorer and a shooter in Bill. All you got to do is distribute. You can still do your thing, right? That coach I ain't gonna say can control him, but he played for the coach before. So I think it's a good fit. And Russ had to get out of Houston anyway. As far as Wall, they say he looks good in workouts. They say he's back healthy. You got a rookie coach that's gonna let him do his thing once Harden is gone.
Yeah, he's been working
He's
out with
back
KD.
Working out with KD. They say John Wall is back too. Okay. That rookie coach is going to turn the show over to him once Harden is gone. He back with DeMarcus Cousins, if he's healthy, back with his college teammate. I think it's going to be it's a new beginning for Wall. I think it works out for both ways once Harden is gone. It ain't going to work if Harden is still there.
I can see the writing on the wall for Houston to get back to a more traditional type of team, big men, shooters, point guard, and not this small ball and this isolation ball. It's going to be more of a offense with their new coaching system and the new GM. I think they bring in a new culture there. Yeah. What's your thoughts, PG?
Hey, I was kind of going where Kevin was going. I think it's going to work out. I think it's going to work out pretty good for Washington because now, again, it kind of balances them out a little bit. Like you said, Bradley Beal was doing a lot of scoring last year because he really didn't have nobody to go with him. So now he actually has Russell to take a little bit of that load off. And with the new addition of the Beltran guy, it's going to even them out a little bit. Scott Brooks, he knows the system that Brooks is probably going to have in place. I think the losers on this trade is actually going to wind up being Houston because now you're actually rebuilding again with John Wall and you got Cousins. We all know that eventually they're going to trade Harden. It's all about right now with them. They need to figure out what kind of pieces they can get for Harden. You don't want to let it get too far and you can't get nothing for Harden because then you really done lost out. Who knows how John Wall going to look, you know what I'm saying, after coming off a 2-year layoff or if he's going to come up with another injury or not. God forbidding he does. But hopefully they can go ahead.
Well, that's why the Brooklyn trade is being held up because Brooklyn doesn't want to get rid of some of the pieces that Houston wants in a trade.
And they should.
Right.
They should.
And Houston should not be the dummy and give him up for nothing.
Right. They shouldn't. How you gonna give up your perennial? How you gonna give up the lead scorer champion and one of the best shooters in the league for nothing? I wouldn't do it.
Well, Brooklyn trying to get him for. They want to give up a Twinkie and Chris Bourbon's gold chain for Harden, and that ain't gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen. First of all, you done gave this man $250 million. You still got him for 2 years. You don't have to do absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
If you don't want to. He's not going into his free agent year. You still got this man for 2 years.
And he on a contractual agreement, so he got to play.
Yes, he's on the contract agreement, so he can sit out if he wants. We're just fine.
Yeah.
So I think I look at this two ways. Real quick, Sweets. I look at this two ways. I look at a disgruntled superstar that's hitting 30, a little over 30, that realizes he's not going to win a championship. He wants a championship like everybody else. I also look at it as a dude that's one of the top stars in the league, a brother finally gets a job coaching the top star and not a basement team that's rebuilding, and you want out. You're not giving him a chance. The top stars on the team are not giving him a chance to shine with stars. You want him to coach a bottom team, just like brothers they get hired does. I look at it both ways. Go ahead, Sweet.
I think it's rebuilding for both teams. I mean, you got Russ. This is what, third team in about 3 years now? And
they're passing him like a blunt.
MVP. MVP of the league.
But he ain't the MVP no more. It's like Russ just stat pad, man. And Washington went through enough with our Wall. It's like we got these big contracts. Let's see what he do in the East. Let's see what he do in the West. Bill might not be there. Dallas won't build now. So that's another factor. So I think both teams rebuilding, trying to move on. Put Russ in the East. The East a little watered down. He might get them to a 7th, 8th seed with Bill if Bill stay. If not, you just got rid of him because Houston, he wasn't going to last in Houston. Him and Harden ain't play together. Harden might be there this season. So I think it's just rebuilding for both teams.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about, contracts and all that, max signings over the past week, you had LeBron James, 2-year, $85 million extension. You had AD, 5-year, $190 million. Now, in that, in that storyline for these max signings is LeBron James. 2 years. They saying that he's trying to stay so he can play with Bronny and get Bronny in the league on his team.
I don't think LeBron can control that as good as he is, and as
Right.
much control as he got in the NBA.
Exactly.
Nobody can control that because you don't know what kid gonna come out, when they gonna get drafted. So I think that's just some people talking.
That's just hype. It's just hype.
That's all to me.
That's
And he's not guaranteed to be drafted in the league. He's not guaranteed, so we can stop that.
So the rumor is LeBron owns that agency, that sports agency.
Of course he does.
He got his boy just being ahead right now. But
of course he does. Yeah. Well, we know that.
What's your thoughts on it, PG?
Like you said, that's a lot of hype, man. He can't control where that man going. And again, like Kevin said, who's to say he's even going to get drafted? You know what I'm saying? He might seem like he's good now. That don't mean nobody going to draft him. He could be garbage. You know, some people might like, man, I don't want him. I don't care if his name Bronny James or not. And yeah, it's all hype, man. But it's good signings for LA, man. Because that's when Anthony Davis signed. That shows you he in there for the long haul. And at least for the next 2-3 seasons, they definitely looking to repeat.
That's a lesson. That's a lesson to the Bulls and all these other teams out there. Take care of your star players.
Oh yeah,
yep.
Most definitely.
Facts.
Hey, y'all was hating on Kobe Bryant when Kobe Bryant got that extension towards the end of this year, end of his career. Y'all told me as a Laker fan that the Lakers was nuts. They overpaid him because he started getting injured.
I don't know who told you that.
What I told y'all was the Lakers take care of their people.
Always
if you produce, always they take care of their people. You produce, you put a banner up, Lakers take care of you. They always have.
So now,
Jimmy Butler ain't stopping.
Opening night, you got the Lakers versus Clips. Now, this was a showdown we never got to see in the playoffs, so that's how they're gonna hit us with the beginning of the season. And then they got the Nets versus Warriors, taking KD back to the Bay.
Well, it's still a playoff showdown, and we're never gonna see, because now the Clippers don't have those same pieces. The Clippers don't have those same pieces they play no more.
Damn,
PG. It's still a playoff we ain't gonna see.
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
It ain't Montreal Harrell gone, so it really ain't enough. It really ain't the same. And now the Lakers have added some other pieces to that team right now. To me, I'm not even looking forward to that game.
The Lakers own the city. The Clippers just pay rent there, man.
That's what happened.
That's all.
When they
Exactly.
did all this all
and
season.
they always have. They always have been little brother. And when they walk into the arena, they got to change the colors of the floor and everything, because when they look up, they ain't got no banners.
Yep.
The WNBA, the Sparks and the Kings got more banners up there than the Clippers. So we can stop all this rivalry. We can stop all this. We stop all this, man.
I'm looking more forward to the Nets versus the Warriors game, because I want to see KD back. I want to see him and Kyrie playing, if KD at full speed or what. And then the Warriors. The only thing is missing with the Warriors now, I was looking for Clay to be back with Steph, man. Yeah, now Clay gone again.
Yeah, that hurts some people.
It hurts a little bit, but I'm just looking. It's a different dynamic now, so I'm ready to see that different dynamic. But this first game.
So, okay, what about the Christmas schedule? You got the Pelicans versus the Heat. We get to see if Zion Williams has grown up, took care of his body, and got himself in shape. That's one thing. Then you got the Warriors and the Bucks. To me, I think that's an audition for the Greek Freak with the Warriors. You got the Nets versus Celtics. Now, that could possibly be an East rivalry in the making. That's going to be media hype. Then you got the Mavericks versus the Lakers. Now, the reason I say that game is key, because they are trying to make Luka into the next league star of the league.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because Luka balls out. So now you're going to put him against technically the best team in the NBA. And then the last game, you got the rematch, the Clippers and the Nuggets. I think the Clippers are going to go in and stink up the gym, and the Nuggets going to get with them again. What's your thoughts on it, Sweets?
You used the key word, make. that Miami and New Orleans game ain't doing nothing for me. But pushing Zion, you know what I'm saying? Miami got to the finals, they established. So I think you could have put a better opponent in there. Like I would have liked to see Miami against somebody tougher in the East than an East-West matchup on that. The other matchups, Lakers, Dallas. We know the Lakers gonna mop them, but like you say, they pushing Luka. So I think it's like another word you use, audition. This audition for a lot of the stars to be superstars on Christmas, because somebody got to carry that torch when LeBron ain't there no more. So, and like Sly said, LeBron done had 14 straight Christmas games where he headlined. So they looking for the next guy. That's that.
PG.
Make a lot of sense to me too, man. With that Heat and Pelicans game, I'm definitely with Sweets right there. I'd have loved to see the Heat play somebody. I'd have loved to see them come back and play the Bucks if they're gonna do it. If you're gonna put the Lakers with the Clips on opening night, why you can't come back with Miami against the Bucks on Christmas Day? Rematch of the playoffs. You know, it'd have been a lot bit more exciting. Even though you're gonna have a lot of people watching the game anyway, everybody would have been up for that game because it's Christmas Day replay. I'm excited to see how Zion is gonna play how they're gonna play with Stan Van Gundy. But just listening to the clip of him when they was asking him about Stan Van Gundy, he was like, well, got a lot of respect for how he plays, you know, what he sees about the game. And he's an older coach like Coach K. He threw that in there quick, like he is an older coach like Coach K. So I want to see how they're going to receive him down in the Pelicans. Other than that, every other game I'm okay with, man.
KDL.
Technically, first of all, I want to correct you, man. You said technically the best team in the league that the Mavericks are playing. Clearly, they are the best team in the league, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh my God.
I would have rather see the Heat versus the Lakers. See, I want to on Christmas night. I want to see the championship rematch, baby. That brings the ratings.
Yeah.
So I know they got to get other teams in. I know they pushing Zion if he's healthy. I get it. Warriors, Bucks. Okay, they already had Golden State slotted in on national TV because they thought the game was gonna be back. KD and the Nets were gonna play on Christmas Day. Everybody get over it. But they got them against the Celtics because they think it's gonna come down to the Celtics and the Nets at the end of the year. The Clippers and the Nuggets, they just beat them 3-1. If the Clippers don't come out and beat the Nuggets, that shows you they ain't about nothing. Mavericks, Lakers, y'all absolutely right. They're pushing Luka, next star of the league. Even though I thought it was gonna be Steph back in the day, I thought the torch would be passed to either KD or Steph. Is what my original thought. I thought the torch from LeBron would be passed to either KD or Steph, but Steph stopped winning, and I guess they went away from that. Now they pushing Luka. That would be my opinion.
Well, Luka a bad boy.
Hey, KD,
he's a bad boy. If he can stay healthy, he's a bad boy.
Hey, KDL, what is it going to prove if the Clippers beat Denver on Christmas and they lost 3 straight to them in the playoffs? What is it just going to prove that one day?
Nothing.
If they beat the Nuggets at the Nuggets, that means they hit a play. Y'all got us. We was up 3-1 and we lost to y'all. We come in, we beat y'all opening night. We let you know. I mean, that's the only thing you can take out of it.
No, I'm not even gonna take that out of it. I'm
right, I can't even take that out of that.
Y'all bested us on opening night.
To me, they got to win that game. To me, the Clippers got to win that game.
Well, basically,
they got to win that game.
To answer your question, Sweet, the only thing is to say that they're in a little better shape and they ain't tired if they win. Because that was the thing. That's the thing. They were tired.
They got to win that game, though.
They better eat after the game.
They gotta win that game. If you go in, if they beat you 3 straight, came back and won the series, and you lose opening night, that sets a bad tone for the season. To me, as a competitor, and the Clippers have to win this game 1. That's the same team that came back and beat you 3-1. You got to go in there and win the first game.
Facts.
Gotcha.
Well, you ain't gonna win.
To me, the Clippers didn't do anything in the offseason to change their dynamic, man.
That's exactly why I said.
And that's why I'm saying, what's going
to happen? They're not gonna win.
Okay, you got Ty Lue. I'm sorry, with Ty Lue, I'm not sold on his coaching chops yet. When I hear Ty Lue, I always think about Allen Iverson crossing him over in the corner giving them the 3 and then stepping over.
Excuse me.
Step
Come
on.
on.
Excuse
That's
me.
all.
That's disrespectful. Number one, because he was a Laker at the time. That's disrespectful.
Facts.
He didn't have an answer at the
if you
time.
go back to that clip and watch that clip, even he did it in front of the Lakers bench, and all of them was like, "Ooh."
Totally disrespectful. Totally
Hey,
disrespectful.
another thing. Speaking of Ty Lue, what kind of effect y'all think he gonna have there? If Doc couldn't control that team, Ty Lue considered a student of Doc. What kind of control Doc gonna have over Kawhi and George?
I think he's a more hands-on coach. I think he's more direct with his players. I think he'll cuss Paul George and Kawhi out. I think he'll challenge them to be who they, you know what I mean? Like he's a different, like Doc is a laid-back dude. Everybody want to play for Doc, right? Ty Lue is more in your face, and I think he will hold. And I'm not saying he's a good coach as Doc, but what I would say was he'll hold them accountable more so than Doc did. Anytime you let a dude live in San Diego and fly to practice, right, and then show up and say, you know what, I'm a low mouse, but I ain't gonna even play tonight.
We talking about
anytime you allow that to happen.
Are we talking about the same Tyronn Lue that coached Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yes.
And this is the same one that you said gonna be all up in somebody's face, hold them accountable. Same Tyronn Lue?
Same Tyronn Lue.
You mean the one that was holding people accountable when LeBron was the one that's in somebody else's face? Tyronn Lue was back here.
He was.
I'm gonna tell you who get that role, Kev, is Ibaka. Ibaka is there now, and he's gonna get in their face. He's gonna be that lead in the locker room, and getting in people's face. It's gonna be Ibaka because Ibaka is a champion. He know how to play. He played with a lot of big league stars, and he is about that life.
Serge Ibaka is nuts, number one. And
but here's a good thing about that, man.
He ain't gonna come in running no locker room.
But here's the good thing about that. He has somebody. Kawhi has somebody that's coming over now that has won the championship with him. Am I right? He was there, right?
Who you talking
about?
Ibaka. He was in Toronto when they won the championship, right?
Yeah, with Kawhi.
Okay, so now he has somebody else with a championship on his belt that he's played with, who is more boisterous when it comes to the locker room. He's more boisterous than the coach, man. Who the coach? Coach ain't never been in nobody's face.
I disagree with that, and I will tell you, Ty Lue was in LeBron's face. Ty Lue was in everybody's grill on Cleveland. If you go back and watch, the only problem is LeBron controlled the organization, so he couldn't win with LeBron, overruling LeBron at the end of the day. I gave that. But if you watch, he was in LeBron's face.
Hey, Kev,
he was in LeBron's face.
I don't remember that. I had to go back and look at that. I ain't never seen LeBron's face.
Ready to move on. You go back to that one play with they blew the time out with J.R. Smith. The way LeBron was talking to J.R. Smith and sitting on the bench. If you look at Tyronn Lue body language, you knew LeBron was running that team.
Facts.
LeBron ran the organization. I never said he had more control than LeBron. I didn't say that. What I said was he's a hands-on coach that will get in your grill more so than Doc would. That's the facts. Now, y'all can go watch that if you want. But I didn't say he ran LeBron. No, LeBron ran the organization. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying he's the type of coach that'll be in people's grills more so than Doc would. In other words, he's going to hold Kawhi. He's going to hold Paul George. He's going to hold them accountable for when they play and they mess up. And they don't bring it. Like the contract says.
We got to pay bills.
Hey, fellas, we got to pay some bills.
I know it's coming.
We got to pay some bills. And when we come back, we're going to get into this Ohio State debacle that's going on with the national championship.
Because they shouldn't be playing right now, but carry on.
So
we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
With coronavirus still spreading, people at higher risk must take extra precautions. You're at higher risk if you are over 65, or if you have any serious underlying medical conditions, like heart disease, chronic lung disease, diabetes, or if your immune system is compromised for any reason. If you're at higher risk, wash your hands frequently with soap and water for 20 seconds. Avoid touching your face. Disinfect frequently touched objects. And wash up after being in public spaces. And when it comes to social situations, less is better. Stay 6 feet or 2 arm lengths away from other people. Better still, stay home if you can. If you're sick, please stay home and away from others. And if you think you've been exposed to the virus, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. In challenging times, the choices you make are critical. Please visit coronavirus.gov for more information.
You see me.
You hear me.
Respect me.
Respect. Due regard for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others.
We don't have to agree, but I deserve to be heard. I stand my ground. Respect me.
We don't have to be friends, but I deserve your civility. I stand my ground. Respect me.
You don't have to understand my culture, but I deserve to be authentically myself. I stand my ground. Respect me.
I stand in defiance of your need to make me less in order for you to feel adequate.
I stand
aware that the America that you see and love today is a result of my free labor.
I stand
knowing that the contempt you have for me was not instigated by me, but perpetuated by the fear you have of me. I stand
surviving your many attempts to emasculate me. Indeed, I thrive despite it.
I stand realizing that you take many things from me, but I will not allow you to take my respect.
I am a man.
I am a proud man.
I am a proud black man.
I am authentically, undisputedly, unapologetically a proud black man.
I am authentically, undisputedly, unapologetically a proud black man.
I am authentically, undisputably, unapologetically a proud black man.
Respect me. I have done more than enough to deserve it, and still you withhold it.
The bill is past due.
You owe me.
Respect me. Respect me.
Respect me.
All right, we are back, man, and I want to give a shout out.
Lucky.
I want to give a shout out to our producer today. Ivan is not here today, but we have Maya as our producer, and she is throwing out some powerful messages for,
that was a hell of
for
a
our
commercial.
fans, man. I mean, you know, that was real strong, powerful, you know. So want to send a shout out to Maya for controlling the boards for us.
Yes,
great
sir.
job. And we want to welcome in
Lucky
Lefty, straight from seeing his parole officer for streaking through the metro. Yeah, he was.
You couldn't wait till I got on so you could say that, could you?
No, I was gonna say something else, but I ain't gonna hit you with that. But yeah, he just saw his PO because we got caught streaking through the metro station.
Damn.
Wow.
Was it downtown?
As much fun as that sounds, no, that wasn't it.
Hey, he was down in Millennium. He was down at Union Station streaking.
Oh,
that sounds like a lot of fun, but no, that wasn't it.
Well, welcome. We missed you during the first hour, man. So glad you could make us. We see that you rolling. So protect yourself at all times.
You're in them streets, baby.
Right. I'm in the passenger seat. I'm good.
All right, good. Oh, you got a driver? Ooh. I'm sorry.
Man, your business.
You got a driver.
You got it like that, bro?
I wanted to focus so I could talk crazy.
All right, man, fellas, we are about to talk about Ohio State. Ohio State right now is ranked number 4. Currently right now they're destroying Michigan State, so they'll be 5-0. Now, the problem with this is the Big Ten started late to the NCAA football season. So now Ohio State had to cancel 2 games. That was against Maryland and Illinois. They canceled those 2 games. So are they going to get enough games to be eligible for the chip? Now, I know some of y'all got some major points to make on this, but I'm going to throw out a couple of things on Ohio State. For me, Ohio State schedule, they haven't played anybody, man. They beat Nebraska. They 1-4. They beat Penn State when they were number 16, but they 1-5 now. They no longer ranked. Rutgers, 2-4. They played Indiana when they was number 9. That might be their only credible win. So, and earlier in backstage, we were talking, Kev did mention that they are supposed to still be in a 10-day protocol from the COVID window, but they playing today. Let's talk about this.
Was over.
No, they right at the cusp, but they looked away from that, and they are trying to get they trying to get them in the championship.
Hey man,
as the Power Conference. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let y'all go first.
Go ahead, Sweet.
It's the NCAA, man. The big teams gonna always make their own rules and do what they want to do. Like Kev said, they ain't supposed to be playing. They're gonna walk on the field when they're ready. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna find a way to slip them in the playoffs, championship game, whatever they need to do for the ratings, man. It's always like that with the big teams in the NCAA. Nothing new.
And you know what? I'm gonna follow up because I know Kevin and Lucky got a lot to say about this, man. But I agree with Sweets, man. It's 2020, man. 2020 in the world of sports, in the world period, has been so disarray. I wouldn't expect nothing different, man. We already know how Ohio State is one of the upper echelon teams in the Big Ten. We know what kind of money the game they gonna bring in,
and Justin Fields.
And they got Justin Fields, one of the top ranked quarterbacks in the league. I mean, in the college football right now, Heisman Trophy candidate. Man, we already know how this gonna go. When it comes down to it, when that money in the NCAA, look at that money that's gonna be missed and not missed. We already know Ohio State gonna be a part of that championship game, man, regardless. So Kevin, Lucky, y'all go ahead because I know y'all got
okay, before Kev, you jump in or Lefty, look at the top 4. Bama, 8-0. Notre Dame, 9-0. Clemson, 8-1. Number 4, Ohio State, 4-0. The ACC got 3 teams in the top 10. The SEC got 4 teams in the top 10. So this is who they playing. It's just like, man, are you serious? Then if you want to even go to number 5, Texas A&M is 6-1 and Florida is 7-1.
Florida, yep.
They 7-1. So Lefty,
what's up?
Let's hear you, baby. Let's hear you.
Well, I mean, it's not surprising. It just goes to show, NCAA, especially football, they've always, kind of handpicked who they want in the playoffs, and this is a prime example of it. It's no way that a team that's only 4-0 start the season late, has already missed multiple games. Like you pointed out, the schedule is trash. I mean, the teams they played are straight trash, and they're still sitting there in the top 4. They're gonna manipulate it the way they want to do it. So it's gonna. Ohio State, they knew from the beginning of the season that Ohio State was going to somehow be in it. The only way Ohio State wasn't going to make it is if they had some terrible losses, and that didn't happen. They only played 4 games, of course. Look like they about to go 5-0 right now. But it's it's always been my complaint about NCAA football. That's why it's one of my least favorite sports, because it's not to me the championships are won on the field. It's decided by a computer and a committee. And it's always favoritism. As big of a Notre Dame fan as I am, man, every year they find a way to slide them in there. Even when they're not one of the best teams in the league, it's just like it's handpicked. And this year Ohio State has proven it. They completely handpicked to make it to that playoff game. So I know Kev about to go nuts. So I'll let KDL take it.
KDL, before you go nuts, Sly bailed on the show. I hope he's watching, because him and I were supposed to be in the box to talk about this, because it's pro Ohio State. He bailed on the show. He bailed on the show because he didn't want to go in the box with me because he was going to lose.
He's a big Ohio State fan.
And as my man KDL say, that's neither here nor there. KDL, let's go.
I will start off by saying it's really unfair to a senior that's on Wisconsin, that's on Northwestern, that's on Indiana, that's having good years, right? They're having a good year. They're one of the tops in the Big Ten. You would not do this for them, right? So they couldn't. Let me tell you this, man. Ohio State, first of all, is not guaranteed to be in the national championship. So when we say we're missing out on money, what money? They're not guaranteed to be in the national championship. And I personally don't think they're better than Alabama or Clemson. That's just me. But when you signed up for this, even though you started late, you chose to start late. And then your chancellor, your president, your coaches, everybody, your AD, everybody agreed that if COVID hits, you are to sit out 10 games. Let me remind y'all something. Ohio State canceled their game last week, Friday night late. They were supposed to play Illinois, right? Y'all do the math. Last Friday night late to today. Is that 10 days? So how are they playing today? So first of all, you've been in the rules for something everybody agreed with because it's Ohio State. You're trying to get them in. Got it. Watch this. Michigan canceled today. Do you think Michigan is going to play Ohio State next week? Nope.
Now they being
they're
petty.
Gonna say we still on the they go, yeah, well, they got the right to do it. They're gonna say we still under quarantine. We don't want to get embarrassed, so we're not gonna play. Which means Ohio State is gonna be 5-0. They're not gonna be eligible for the Big Ten championship. Which means now you're not eligible for the playoffs.
I can see them plugging Iowa into that game. And that's a shout out to the producer, because she an Iowa.
Hawkeye, baby.
Hey, Maya, I forgot about Iowa. Yes, Iowa could be up there too. But my point is, they wouldn't have did this for none of them schools. Wisconsin sat out 2 weeks. Wisconsin would be sitting out right now. If this was Illinois, they'd be sitting out right now. You're not allowed to play in the week. Now, the coach didn't show up today, right? But the team did. The team is still under the 10-day quarantine. How are you? This is clearly less than 10 days.
Well, you know what, man? Like I said, my issue is they can do whatever they want to do within their conference, but when you affecting the national championship game, man, and the playoffs, and there are teams out there who deserve a shot. Yeah. There are teams out there that definitely deserve a shot who aren't going to get a shot because the NCAA committee got Ohio State, by the cojones. And they want to see them in there so bad, they're going to even put them in at 5-0. I don't think they're going to have to go to the Big Ten championship game to even get into the playoffs. And to me, that's ridiculous. It should only be conference champions in the playoffs anyway. Right. NCAA football is the only sport where the championship is not won on the field by the players. It's decided by computers and a bunch of assholes that's thinking about money and who's going to make the most money. That's my issue with it. There's no way Ohio State's in there.
They will not be in playoffs with a 5-0 record because they didn't even play in the conference championship.
We'll see. We'll see, Kev. We'll
So,
see.
They'll
they
be
ain't
in
playing
there.
enough games, bro. Everybody else is 9, 10. You can't count them
We'll
5
see,
and 0.
Kev.
They know. They're
Okay.
not eligible for the Big Ten championship. How you gonna play in the national championship and you ain't even eligible to play in your own conference championship?
So why are they ranked in
They're
the
not gonna do
top 4? Why are they in
it.
the
They won't be able
BCS thing right now? Why
when
are they top 4 in the BCS playoff
That's
right
a
now?
good question.
when
Why?
they don't play. I'll answer for you. When they rank right now, but when they don't play next week because Michigan is not gonna play them, they're gonna sit at 5 and 0. I guarantee you they jump out the top 4.
Now,
Okay.
to go back to the 10-day thing, man.
We better stick on that, brother.
The 10-day quarantine is based on actually positive not reported, right? Not reported to the public. It's based on positive tests. So if they didn't have positive tests and they just reported that, they might have had some inconclusive tests, some tests that were inaccurate. So it could go. It's kind of messed up with the reporting in the NCAA.
Come on, man. They report what they want to report. Y'all know this is bull. They should not be playing today. The same way Wisconsin had to sit out 2 weeks is the same way Ohio State should have. There's no way you cancel a game late Friday night, last Friday, and you playing today. Y'all know that's bull. Now, you could say the technicalities and well, technically they tested positive Wednesday, and so technically Wednesday, let's stop.
Well, we
have seen
it all through college football. When you had some coaches, Alabama,
Nick Saban
came
back,
but he came back in like 6-7 days. So
Florida coach too. Florida coach did the same thing. He tested positive during the week and coached Saturday. Yes,
but see, here's the thing, and this is where I think that they should have made everything a little bit more clear cut, because you could test. What they're doing is, and this is where their technicality coming in. What they're doing is they might get a positive test or something like that, and if a couple of days from now they ain't had no symptoms, they test again, they test negative, you out of the protocol now, and that's what I think that technicality is starting to come in there, bro.
Yeah. So we can go on and on about Ohio State. We know this is real messed up. I want to use another word, but this is a family show. We're gonna get into some smoking ash. All right. NBA suspends the random drops for the 2021 season on marijuana, not peds.
Yes, sir. J.R. Smith.
Are we
MVP of the league now, baby?
Are we smoking to this or ashing this? Lefty, you smoking or ashing to this?
I'm gonna do like Michael Beasley and J.R. Smith, and I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna smoke to it.
Hey. MVP, baby.
KDL, you smoking or you ashing to this, man?
Go to the light.
I'm smoking to it, and I want to give a shout out to my man Michael Beasley to get back in the league. I want to give a shout out to Lamar Odom. I want to give a shout out to J.R. Ryder. I want to give a shout out to guys that's simply not in the league no more because they couldn't smoke weed. I want to give a shout out to them so they can get their basketball careers back going. I want to see good basketball. It's going to be a lot more talent and a lot more competition because it's going to be less suspension.
PG, you smoking or you ashing this?
Man, I'm smoking to it too, man. J.R. Smith had the best year of his life right now, boy. I don't know where he at, but he finna go crazy. Bananas, man. It's gonna be, dude. I can't wait to the game where we see somebody up close and personal, and we could just say, man, he is high as a kite. I wait for the game, man.
Hey, Mr. Bourbon, you smoking to it or you ashing it?
I'm definitely smoking to it, man. I just can't wait to see when the players start going to the concession stand doing the half.
All right, my next question,
hey,
y'all.
Sweet, she gonna sit on the sideline eating nachos like they crazy.
All right, my next question, y'all, smoking ash, man. Would you sign? Should the Greek Freak sign a max deal with the Bucks? You smoking to it or you ashing to it? KDL.
I'm gonna add to it. Absolutely not. You don't sign a big deal with the Bucks because no one is coming to Milwaukee. So if you want to win a championship, like he says, right? You don't sign a max deal. You go into free agency, and if the organization is stupid enough not to trade you and they let you walk out the door, that's on the organization. You don't sign with Milwaukee. There's no one that's coming to play with you. If you want to win a championship, you go to a championship contender at least. And you make it better because you the Greek freak. Ash all day long.
Mr. Bourbon.
I'm smoking to it. I'll say stay in Milwaukee, man. LeBron ain't in the East. Go and build your legacy, man. Get a couple of runs off, man. Stay there. Get that money. Build your team, man. You ain't got to travel. Everybody got this perception now. You got to go somewhere to win a title. I think the kid in a good space right now. He get a couple of shooters in there, a couple of players.
Right there.
He'll be something to talk about in the East.
Okay. Lefty.
I don't think it's a right or wrong answer. You know, it kind of depends. I'm with Sweets. I would love to see him stay in Milwaukee and kind of do his thing there. But you know, try and let them continue to build around them. But I can also see him signing with Miami, or you know, even they've been talking Dallas or something like that, because teams are going to constantly be stacking these superstars, so it's going to be hard to stay in Milwaukee. KDL made a great point about no one's probably coming to Milwaukee as a free agent. It's just like when LeBron in Cleveland. You know, those cities and towns, people just don't. The big name free agents just don't want to come play in. So I don't think there's no right or wrong answer. I'll smoke to him signing because I would love to see him stay, but it don't matter. It really don't matter. He not wrong either way.
PG, you smoking or ashing?
I'm gonna ash to it too, man. Unfortunately, we already know Milwaukee is not a big market. So for him to get somebody else to come and play with him in Milwaukee, that's gonna turn him into a championship caliber team, I just don't see it happening. I wouldn't sign no max deal either, because if I sign a max deal and you still not bringing me no help, all I'm doing is playing for the money now, because there's nobody gonna be here to help me out. I would hold out, see who they're gonna bring in. If they bring in somebody, fine. Let's go ahead and try to get this run with Milwaukee, and I'll do it. If not, I'm gonna wait to free agency, and we're gonna see where that money go and who contending. And that's where I'm gonna be at. And a lot of people, like Damani said, a lot of people been mentioning Dallas, which Dallas would be a nice fit for him and Luka.
Okay. All right. So Sly's not here. He usually is part of the What's Your Fantasy, but I'm gonna keep all of us on, and we're gonna go to these play them or bench them for the fantasy. So at QB, you got Deshaun Watson with the Texans versus the Colts defense. Lefty, you playing them or you benching them?
Woo, that's a tough one, man, because Deshaun Watson been on fire lately. And you know, the Colts defense did just get carved up. But I still like him, but man, you gotta go with the hot hand. I'm gonna say start Deshaun, man. Even though he lost his top receiver to some damn PEDs, whatever the hell he was taking. But man, Deshaun on fire right now. I would stick with the hot hand. I'll say start him.
Okay. You got Nick Chubbs, running back for the Browns versus the Titans defense. KDL, you playing them or you benching them?
I'm playing Nick Chubbs all day long, because without Nick Chubbs, Cleveland wouldn't even score. If you look at the offense, what Cleveland is doing right now, they've turned it completely to the running game, and they just play defense, and they tell Baker Mayfield, don't turn the ball over. So it's Chubb and Hunt, but Chubb gets all the carries. Yes, I'm playing Chubb. I don't care who he's playing against. I'm playing Chubbs.
All right. DeAndre Hopkins, wide receiver for the Cards versus the Rams defense. PG, you playing them or you benching them?
Man, you already know. I got D-Hop on my squad. Even though I already know Jalen Ramsey is going to be the man that's going to be sticking him all game, I'm still going to play my man D-Hop. D-Hop is still proven to be one of the best wide receivers in the league. I'm still going to play him.
But you know it's going to be a DE in that backfield.
I know. I'm still going to play him, brother.
All right, you got at tight end, you got Dallas Goedert. I can't pronounce his last name for nothing with the Eagles versus the Packers defense. Sweets, you playing that tight end or you benching him?
I'll play him against the Packers, man. The Packers don't stop nobody but the Bears, so anybody else can be in the shootout. So.
Whoa.
I'll put a fight out.
Wow.
Sound like you and Kevin had drinks last night.
Well, we did, actually.
We scored 24 points, man. Bears put up 24 on the Packers.
That was garbage time, man. You know.
14 of them didn't even count, man.
That was garbage time.
So Lefty, for the team offense, We're going with the Steelers versus Washington D. Now, Washington D ain't bad. And as Tomlin said, he got a JV team over there. He went in. So are you going to go with the Steelers offense over the Washington defense?
Definitely. I'm still going with Steelers offense. I know they had a kind of a shaky showing last Wednesday afternoon after felt like a 14-day waiting period for their next game. But no, and Washington does have a good defense, very underrated. But I can't see Pittsburgh coming out and playing that poorly again on offense. So no, I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
And then Connors will be back this week too, man. So you know he ain't
Connors back.
So KDL, bonus for you. David Montgomery at running back versus the Lion defense. You playing them or you sitting them?
Not a Bears fan, but I would start David Montgomery simply because he's playing the Lions. Yeah, you start him. Now, they're not going to give him the ball because Matt Nagy doesn't believe in running. But I would start him because he's playing the Lions. The Lions defense ain't all that. So if you get a man the ball, I think he'll shine. And you should run more because your quarterbacks are horrible. So
you're not going to get into a diatribe.
Yeah, because you sound.
Yeah, that's where you're going.
You're going left with it.
So now
I'm focused on the run.
Last bonus question is going to Mr. Bourbon. Ryan Tannehill at QB versus the Browns defense. You're playing them or you're sitting them?
I'll play him. Good little shootout. Browns tough, but I think they're more offense than defense, so definitely I'll play him.
Well, Tannehill is on my fantasy, and I'm playing him all day.
Well, as long as they got that run game, you ain't got no choice but to play Tannehill because he gonna eat.
All right, so we're gonna go into the NFL news and notes. I got a question for the panel, and this is really, really for my man KDL. Why waste a playoff slot? Why waste a playoff slot on an NFC East team, which is the Eagles, Giants, Washington, Cowboys? There are better teams to put in that spot because that's a horrible division. They should get bypassed. What's your thoughts on it, PG?
Let Kevin go first. Let Kevin go first.
You want me to go first?
I want you to go first.
As long as you don't get on the diatribe, let's go.
I'll answer it because they are a division, and regardless what the division record is, they deserve to get in. Now, they don't deserve a home game. They don't deserve to get a home game, I agree. But they are a division in the NFL, and they deserve to get in. We didn't have this conversation. Hold on. We didn't have this conversation about the 7-9 Seahawks that made it that year. The only difference this year is going to be a 6-10 instead of 7-9. We didn't kick the Seahawks out the playoffs and have a conversation they shouldn't make it. Somebody out their division had to make it. It is what it is. Now, I'm not saying they're a good team and they're going to beat anybody. They don't deserve to have a home game, but they deserve to make the playoffs because they have to win a division. You don't cancel a division. I know it's horrible. Again, we didn't have this conversation about the 7-9 Seahawks. They made it just fine. We didn't have these same conversations. So, yes, somebody out the NFC East are going to it is what it is. Everybody get over.
Sorry, my nerves when I get in that area. So.
All right. So,
unfortunately, now I come back. Unfortunately, he's right, man. Unfortunately, it is still a division. The division sucks, but we can't just kick them out because they got a sucky division this year. A lot of the team did suffer some catastrophic injuries, which probably contributed to their team sucking so bad this year. But he's right. They do not deserve a home game. Neither one of them should get a home game, bye game, none of that. They should start playing right out the door when it comes to playoffs.
I think that division is the equivalent of the participation trophy, man. Ain't no way you got these fans sticking their chests out saying they're in first place with 4 victories. 4 victories. And our team beat them, but we out of the playoffs. But because they play in the NFC least, we gonna
technically you're not out the playoffs.
We ain't out yet, sweets.
Well, first of all, you got fans around here sticking their chests out when the team was 5-1, and ain't won a game since.
Oh, here we go.
But
We're
that's
not
neither here nor
going
there.
there. We're
That's
not
neither
going
here nor
there,
there.
man.
Well,
Carry
technically,
on.
technically
one
somebody
of the
was sticking
games-
out
one of
their
the
chest when
games
their
they
team
won-
was 1-5.
One of the games they won is against the first place team that got 4 victories.
Right. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Real quiet there.
Another one was against Atlanta and Detroit, who ain't doing nothing. So you can't really count who they beat because the games they lost shows you who they are. But carry on.
Okay,
What of them losses the Giants got show y'all? Injuries?
Yeah. What does that show us?
On the last play of the game, but carry on.
so we're not gonna make this into a Giants and a Bears thing because that's where Kev is gonna try to take it. Now I want you guys to let me know if this team is serious or are they a hoax. So KDL Raiders 6-5, they lost 2 in a row. Is this them imploding? Are they a serious team? Because they beat Kansas City and then they lost to them. Are they a serious team or are they a hoax?
Wow. I think they're a serious team. The Raiders built their team to beat Kansas City only. If you look at the roster, they're built to beat Kansas City. That's why they struggle with everybody else. But they rebound this week because they're playing the Jets. So that's a big. So I think they are serious. They're going to struggle to get in the playoffs because the AFC is loaded. So they're going to struggle to get in the playoffs. But I think they're serious. Yes.
Okay. Lefty. Buffalo Bills. They're 8-3. They number 1 in the AFC East. They finally the big dog over the Patriots. Are they serious or are they a hoax?
That's a hard call, man. I say serious as far as every other team outside of KC and Pittsburgh. I don't think they can hold a candle to neither one of those teams. I don't. Especially looks like they're gonna have to go. They would have to go on the road to play them. But as far as any other team in the AFC in the AFC playoff picture, they can beat. But they still not. They not at that Pittsburgh KC tier yet.
Okay. PG. Cleveland Browns. They 8-3. Number 5 overall in the AFC. Are they turning the corner with Mayfield? Are they serious or are they a hoax?
No, they're not turning. They're not turning the corner. Again, when it comes to Cleveland right now, it's all about their run game with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. That's what's making that offense go right now. No, they're not turning the corner. I think they are improving, but until Baker Mayfield proves that he can win a game by moving the ball himself, they're just going to be where they're at right now.
Okay. Mr. Bourbon.
Yes.
The Saints, they 9-3, number 1 overall in NFC. But history says that they're gonna have a playoff disappointment. Are they serious contenders or are they a hoax?
Pretenders. Ain't gonna last long. They first team they play in the playoffs, they going home. That what's his name, Hill. The minute he have to throw the ball consistently, like when they stack them players in the box, he gonna be in trouble. He ain't throwing to nobody. He running 2 touchdowns a game. It's not gonna last.
Okay. Lefty, last one. The Seahawks. They 8-3. They number 3 overall. They got the MVP quarterback. They defense is trash. Are they serious or are they a hoax?
Man, if you'd asked me this about 3 weeks ago, I would have said they were serious, but I haven't been very impressed with them the last few weeks. The defense is a little better, but I'm seeing a lot of holes in the Seahawks where I don't think they could beat Green Bay and even New Orleans when New Orleans is completely healthy. So I'm gonna say hoax, but let's see how they close the rest of the season out. Last 5 games.
Okay. All right. Most sought after coaching job next season. Atlanta, Houston, Detroit. Which team would you you got coaches lining up trying to get that job? KDL, Atlanta, Houston, or Detroit?
I will say Houston because of Deshaun Watson, but I'm gonna say Atlanta because I think they have a better organization. I think Arthur Blank will put that loot out. Arthur Blank will get a coach. Arthur Blank will go out and get players. I think they have a better organization. I think Matt Ryan and Julio Jones will be gone. I think they're gonna put their name in the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes some kind of way and move up. And I think Atlanta, by default, I am not mentioning Detroit on purpose. So Houston, I would say Deshaun Watson, but he's gonna eventually ask for a trade. So Houston is going to be in shambles once he leaves. So Atlanta.
All right, PG.
I wanted to say Houston too, but then Houston, Deshaun Watson, he is missing. It depends on what they do far as getting him some help far as receivers, man. He needs some help on that team far as receiver. They could use it. They could use a running back. So it depends on what that new coaching staff and their front office is going to do. Other than that, I'm with Kev. It'd have to be Atlanta after that. Yeah, it had to be Atlanta after that. I would never pick Detroit, period.
I'm gonna go with Houston, man. If you look at all the teams, Houston got a quarterback to at least start with. The rest of them teams don't have nothing. So if you're looking for a coaching job, I'm definitely going to Houston first.
So Lefty, I'm gonna throw the bonuses out there with the Jets and the Bears because they got possibilities to have open coaching slots. Now, out of all 5 teams, which one would you say people gonna line up for?
Well, I think you got to go with Houston. I'm with Sweets on that one. Franchise quarterback, young. Stafford and Matt Ryan at the end. We know they best years are behind them. I still think Houston has a hell of a lot of talent over there. Will Fuller be back. I know he's a free agent, even though he's coming off the suspension, but that's still a lot of talent over there. They just need to get some help on defense. But I think Houston's the most attractive job. And as crazy as it may sound, if you go number 2, I may have to go with the Jets if it's about having Trevor Lawrence. I mean, everything starts with a franchise quarterback. You get a franchise quarterback, you already then solved a big problem. Those other teams, especially my Bears, just that quarterback situation is just too shaky.
Now, Lefty, you hit on franchise quarterbacks. The big wins, the failure in Philly to win since the 2018 Super Bowl. They have lost top free agents to other teams. They drafting has sucked on their wide receivers. The O-line is horrible. How do you fix Philly? KDL.
You need to have Wentz play better because he's the franchise quarterback and you can't trade him because you're stuck with his money. So you need him to make better decisions. The problem is he knows he has no backup that's going to come in and take him out.
Jalen.
Well, he knows Jalen Hurts is not a threat to him. He knows it. That's why the coach can't do nothing about it. So he has the organization by the testicles. So he's not going to get benched. He's not going to get taken out. He knows that. So he can just continue to throw the ball away and fumble. But hold on. He's not the total blame, though. Because if you watch Philly games, the wide receivers drop the ball. The offensive line is horrible. They get injured a lot. And I think the coach is at his wit's end. I think the coach will not be there next year. I think the owner will fire the coach. Can't fire the player because you gave the player all the money. So it's not just Wentz. He's a big part of it because he's playing horrible. I think he needs to run more, but he's scared because he got hurt. So he stands back there and just throws the ball away. I think he needs to run more because he's actually built for that. But it's not his fault totally. But you fix Philly by drafting better, beefing up the offensive line, and firing the coach. And you get better wide receivers that can actually catch the ball.
Hey, Sweets, chime in on this. What's your thoughts on it?
I want Wentz to play good this week just so they can get the Giants out of first place.
Facts.
Whoa.
Facts.
Get them out of first place.
No.
I think Wentz need to play better, like Kevo said, but his coach ain't behind him, man. That coach don't care about their job. You can
don't want to play for
language when he talk about the quarterback. That coach won't out, man. And until he get a coach that's gonna run some plays for him, they in trouble, man.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these potential games of the week. You got a must win in our hometown Bears. Lefty, what's your thoughts on this game, man?
I like the Bears in this game. I think Montgomery's gonna have a big game. I don't expect Trubisky to come out and light it up, but I think he'll play just good enough. I think the defense will bounce back after that embarrassing debacle in with the Green Bay situation last week on prime time. So I'm looking at the Bears. maybe by 7.
Okay.
Like 24-17 type deal.
I look at this as a Band-Aid game, man. Green Bay roughed us up so much. We're gonna get the win tomorrow, and it's gonna bring that false sense of hope that we got a shot for the playoffs, but it ain't gonna happen. I think we win tomorrow, but it's just a Band-Aid move, man. The team still need a lot of help.
Hey, PG, you got the Browns and the Titans. They both 8-3, and it's the battle of the run game. Who you got for this game?
Man, I can't go with nobody else but the I don't even know what name we gave them, man. But I'm going with the Titans, man. Until somebody can prove me that they can stop Derrick Henry from running that ball, the man child, whatever you want to call him, I'm still running with the Titans. Even though the Browns' running game is pretty good too right now. Tannehill's been shown more efficient at passing that ball.
Hey, Pat, we will refer to Derrick Henry as the Mountain from Game of Thrones.
That works for me.
He's the Mountain.
I'm going with the Titans, bro. I'm going to still roll with the Titans.
KDL, you got the Rams at 7-4, the Cards at 6-5. This is a must-win for the Cards to remain in the NCAA playoff. I mean, the NFC playoff picture. Who you got for that game?
I got the Cards if the Cards are in Arizona. They can score, but their defense lets them down a lot. They got Murray and Hopkins, and this guy named Kurt, wide receiver. They're good, but their defense lets them down a lot, and they give up big scores at the end of games. That's how the Cardinals have been losing.
But you do know they got Ramsey on the other side, and they got Dobson going to be in that backfield.
Yes, but Arizona got multiple receivers, and he'll be on Hopkins. Ramsey will be on Hopkins. But they got multiple receivers that can score, and plus Murray is a scorer by himself.
Okay.
So I got Arizona in this because it's going to show the division is going to come down to the last weekend. I got Arizona.
All right, Lefty. We're going to go to the whole NFC East. Giants versus Seahawks, Eagles versus Packers.
No, but you ain't give me this question though.
No. Washington on the Steelers, and you got the Cowboys and Ravens. This is the week that the whole NFC can put up a donut. Does any one of them have a chance to win any of these games?
In the words of my man Sweets, they all about to get felt on. Every one of them about to get felt on. Those are just horrible matchups all the way around. And I don't see not one NFC East team with a shot in hell winning a game this week. Now, anything could happen because any given Sunday, but I'm expecting the Me Too movement to be in full effect. It's going to be a lot of getting felt on in the NFC East this week.
Hey, Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the result of that's going to be?
Y'all will still be in first place. I know.
Still in first place, baby.
I'm still sitting in first.
Now, out of the NFC East, those games, the only team that I can see that could pull off a victory is the Cowboys, because if Lamar does not play,
he's not bad.
Right, they got a shot because of COVID.
Right.
I thought Lamar was back.
They say he's back for that game.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
But they missing a couple of defensive guys too.
And from my understanding, they still missing Dobbins and Mark Ingram.
Yeah,
the running backs could have actually played. They chose not to fly them in. The running backs were actually cleared, but they chose not to fly them in. So the running backs can play.
They whooped the Cowboys with the cheerleaders, man. So
damn, Sweet with the cheerleaders.
All right, last game on the docket, you got the Bills at 8-3 and the 49ers at 5-6. Now, the 49ers can play spoiler on this, and they still are in the hunt for the wild card in the NFC because it is what it is in NFC. PG, do you think the 49ers got a chance to beat the Bills?
I'm gonna say they got a chance, but I don't expect for them to beat the Bills. The Bills are just playing great football right now. 49ers are still struggling. Their defense is struggling more than the offense to me. So I'm saying no, they're not gonna beat the Bills.
All right, we got about 15 minutes on this train ride, man. Lefty, you wasn't with us in the first hour. but I'm gonna give you a chance to talk about boxing because I know you wanted to talk about that. And you missed out on that, man.
So I actually heard y'all. I was listening to y'all when y'all was on radio about that. That was pretty hilarious. I agree with all y'all. That was pathetic. The whole thing, the whole show was pathetic. Everything from the performances. The best thing about it was Snoop Dogg and Nate Robinson getting the hell knocked out of him. Other than that, man, come on. And now all of a sudden you got all these people trying to come out the woodworks, Buster Douglas, Evander Holyfield. Now everybody want to try to scrape up one last payday. That boxing match was pathetic. I'd rather watch two crackheads on 47 square than to watch another one of them sorry ass matches. No, thank you. Please don't do it again. It was pathetic. And look, Roy, one of my favorite of all times. So is Mike Tyson. But that was just pathetic. It wasn't even entertaining. It wasn't, man. It was a bunch of hugging and two old dudes huffing and puffing. Like, come on, man. Let's stop. Stop.
Time and lead.
Please.
Hey, Lucky.
Please.
Hey, Lucky, would you agree that Mike Tyson could have actually knocked Roy Jones out?
No, because he was tired. He was tired and high. He couldn't knock nobody out. He was high as a kite, and he was tired as all hell. It wasn't gonna knock nobody out, man. It was pathetic. Look at Roy's face on this picture right here. Look at the man's face, dog. Look at Mike's face. Look at Mike's face, man. They look like they just both drunk a fifth of night train and white port and lemonade and tried to race up the block.
Hey,
they look terrible, dog.
Why are you talking about looking at Roy's face?
The only reason I say that is because he was concentrating on Roy's body. Had he concentrated on Roy's head, he would have knocked Roy out.
Probably couldn't find his head. Mike was so high, it was ridiculous.
Now I don't know if you guys noticed that after every round was over, what was going on with Mike Tyson's corner? They couldn't even get his chair out there. He was standing there for like 30 seconds, like waiting.
He couldn't even find the corner. First of all,
hey man, while Lucky sit up there talking about look at Mike Tyson's face and Roy Jones Jr.'s face, did you see the ref face? The ref looked like, man, I can't believe I just sat here and wasted my time refereeing this crap.
Oh my God. Watching them sit on each other for 30 minutes. They literally grinded. They literally grinded on each other for 30 minutes. Grinded on each other.
First of all, y'all know Roy trained with Budweiser, number one. He didn't train. He trained with Budweiser, so he
that's what was in his water bottle.
So you said he was drinking Budweiser while he was training?
Yeah. He trained with Budweiser. Trust.
Now I will say I love the internet because not even 30 seconds after Nate got put down, the memes went bananas.
Ringing off.
They went nuts.
Was it even 30 seconds?
Man, listen. They had one meme where the fight was going on with Roy Jones, and they had his body laying outside the ring because he still hadn't got up.
Hey, my favorite one was the set it off one when Jada Pinkett was like, "I need help, Nate."
So do I. I'm in a situation.
I'm in a situation.
I'm in one too.
I like the
That's my favorite.
Never box again when he's laying on his head. Never box again, NBA.
Right,
I like that.
You know what other one was good one to me? Was Shannon Sharp with the cigar in his mouth. Count them out, man. That was hilarious. Oh my goodness, look at that one.
Oh man. That was, hey man, Nate. And I'm a Nate Robinson fan, dog. I should love Nate, especially when he was in Chicago, man. He'd come off the bench and light it up for us, man. But
dude, they came out with the Nate Robinson challenge, man. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
Don't you ever get out there and do that again, man.
Are y'all telling me? Obviously, in the NBA, right? There are no jobs for them. But y'all telling me there's no if the Ball brothers can play overseas, Nate Robinson can't make a overseas team.
Maybe he don't want to go overseas.
You got to resort to $600 to get knocked out. There's no
Well, they say
point
you got
guard
600.
position.
They say you got 600,000. 600,000. It wasn't 600.
I thought it was 600,000 too. Actually, I know it just wasn't 600. But my point is, you can't find a point guard job overseas in the D League and nowhere.
Well, how old is Nate? Nate like 36, ain't he?
He ain't that old.
Yeah, he is.
He's been around a long time, dog.
Yeah, he is. Nate is.
Somebody look it up.
Nate about 35.
Nate been around a minute, dog. Nate been around for a minute.
Nate at least 35.
Nate got a bunch of jerseys, man. Nate got a bunch of jerseys, man. He's been around for a while.
Yeah,
you can play in China. So there's not a China job.
I think he was overseas last year.
Dude, he was commentating for a little bit.
Yeah, I think he was overseas last year.
He could go into commentating, man.
Paul Pierce and all them dudes.
Vince Carter,
commentate. Why you can't get one?
Yeah, but you know what? Every athlete, he still. But just the fact that he tried to box showed that he still think he got enough athleticism to play some type of professional sport, and clearly that boxing match shut that theory down. And but he just felt like he could. And one of y'all said it earlier was a great point. Let that boy talking crazy. Let him fight Kendall Gill.
Yeah.
Let that boy fight Kendall Gill.
I said that. I said, why don't you
He's 36. Yeah, Kendall Gill ain't no joke. He's
36. Okay.
He wouldn't talk crazy Kendall Gill because Kendall Gill got hands.
Oh yeah, Kendall put them things on quick.
Yes, sir.
So the NBA needs some type of redemption because Nate just embarrassed the hell out of him. Like my man Snoop. Well, you can't play fighting and you can't play pimping, baby. Line of the night.
Yes. Hey, Snoop had some lines that night. He was like, "Man, my uncle's fighting in the backyard."
Right.
Hilarious.
They let Snoop smoke on national TV.
I know. Man.
Worst thing they ever did. He was like, "Sign me up."
Tyson smoked with him before the game. That's how he smoked with. He's
before and after.
He smoked with Snoop.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Let's not never have no more of those matches again. Please cancel that.
You see that?
Snoop it's a real fight coming on tonight.
Yeah. Right.
Well, that's true.
Money behind Triller, which is Mike Tyson's. So guess what? We're gonna see more of this debauchery and these rap concerts with these tight leggings and stuff.
It's gonna be a waste of time.
I'll be at your house watching because I damn sure ain't paying for it.
Oh no,
Holyfield gonna be next.
It would not be shown on this TV.
Hey man,
I'll watch it for the free.
If Tyson is gonna pay Snoop would be a fool not to take free money.
He sure would.
I could smoke on national TV. I could go just be a fool. I get to perform my songs. I can introduce my artists. It's all good. Come on, Tyson, run it.
Man.
We got free advertisement right now, baby.
Hey, I do want to give a shout out to JP for showing up, man. He is Monday nights with Lance Irvin on What's Up, Cuz. Give another shout out to Sean and Maya. That's on every day. Believe that's what 9-10 o'clock in the morning. Make sure that you check them out. They have a good show every day, and like I said, my boys JP and Lance, they are nuts. Monday night at 6 o'clock, man. So make sure you check them out. We got about 5 minutes left on this train ride, so I'm gonna let you guys get your party shots and sweets. Since you are our resident guest, man, we're gonna let you go first.
Man, I want to say what up to my man PG, man. Welcome back, man. He been chilling, been on the bench. Lucky, I see you building back up, man. Just all the fellas, man. Stay safe out there. Stay safe.
PG, since you are back in the fold, what you got for us, man?
Hey, man, I just want to say I'm so happy to be back, man. I miss my fellas. I miss the people that tune in every week to listen to us chop it up about this sports, man. Hey, COVID-19, second wave. It's real, people. It's real. So all I'm going to do is say, man, protect yourself. Stay safe, man. It's hard for us to social distance, but social distance, wear your mask, wash your hands. Trust me, I learned the hard way, and I'm back now. And guess what? Going forward, you ain't got to tell me not another time.
KDL 33.
I just want to give a shout out. I echo what Sweet saying. I give a shout out to everybody, fellas, especially getting healthy. Everybody stay safe and all that. I know I'm one to tell y'all because I travel a lot, but everybody stay safe and be healthy. I want to give a shout out to college basketball. I hope we make it throughout the year. They've already canceled games already. They're going to go through the same thing that the NCAA football did. They are determined to have March Madness this year, one way or another. So I hope they actually make it throughout the year. High school basketball has not started yet. I think they started in January. One of my guys coach. I think they started in January. Hopefully they can have basketball, man. I'm a basketball dude more so than football. Football is my number 2. So I hope basketball makes it. I'm a college basketball dude. I pray they make through the season, man, for entertainment purposes.
All right. My man, Lefty.
He disappeared.
Lefty disappeared on us.
Oh, here he coming back.
Kick me off the screen. Can you hear me?
You've been kicked out of many places, so don't act like this is the first time.
I have been kicked out of better places. Facts. Hey, no, but man, I went outside today, y'all. I'm telling you, I felt like a little kid had been on punishment for bad grades for a whole semester. I was outside today, felt the air, the little birds chirping, the little hood rats walking around. Man, it was just beautiful to be back in the city, be back outside. Yeah, everything. I missed the whole 9. The ratchetness, the whole 9, the whole city. But now I'm back. So, man, it's like I said, it felt good. But, man, like everybody else was saying, please be safe out here. A few of the fellas been sick. It's just like everybody getting back on their feet now, which is great. But there's a lot of people that are still suffering. I know a few people that went to hospital from this. And I've been saying it for the last few weeks. It's been a struggle for me to get through these last few shows, but I feel like I'm just about there, man. I'm probably about 85, 86%, but I'm just about there, ready to get rocking and rolling again. But even, once we feel better, man, we still got to be careful. I know it's the holiday season. You want to see your family and your friends, but you got to be safe, man. Especially look out for your people and continue to, stay safe and stay prayed up, man.
Hey, Lefty, I'm glad you feeling well, man, because you was looking real light-skinned the last couple of weeks, man. You look like you got this color back.
I've been looking light-skinned since June 23rd, 1973. I've been light-skinned a long time, bro.
Hey, as y'all see on the screen, breaking news, Gonzaga, Baylor, basketball game has been postponed due to COVID. Positive test with the Gonzaga. Wow. So, Kev, you just hit on it. Here we go. Here we go.
That's 1 versus 2.
Yeah,
that's the top 2 teams in the nation.
I wanted to see that game in what's that, the Maui?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what?
That was the
Kev
championship.
touched on it too. That's strong because you know what? Like Kev said, they already said it. Jay Billis talked about it. Man, no matter what go on, they gonna have this NCAA tournament this year, brother. They already talked about that.
Right.
Oh yeah, because they had to cancel it last year. They're not canceling 2 years in a row.
No, that's too much money.
That's billions of dollars, man.
And that's
2 years.
That's exactly what Jay Billis said. He's like, man, we talking billions of dollars.
No,
there's no way it's gonna be canceled 2 years straight.
No way. Vegas lost a lot of money. NCAA lost a lot of money, man. It was too much money lost.
He says it's all gonna be in Indianapolis. They may have to move it around from venue to venue, but it's gonna be in one city. They're gonna figure it out, but that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. He's saying once you lose, you're gone anyway. So hey.
Check it out, fellas. We at the end of this ride. When we come back next Saturday, we will be talking about college basketball because it'll be really into the conference. People will be playing outside their conferences. The tournaments will be over. So we're gonna really get into college basketball and talk about top 25 and so forth. So man, thank you guys for enjoying this ride with me. All the fans that chimed in with your comments and everything. Thank you, Maya, for running the boards. And
Yes, sir. Thank you, Maya.
We do need
Thank you,
Ivan
Maya.
to go to HR because he did not put in a lead slip, man. That's a no call, no show.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be at the border war next weekend, man. Illinois, Missouri. I'll check in with y'all.
Wear your mask. Wear your mask and say, "What's up?" to Cockburn for us.
Dang.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him.
You better watch
out. Him to SportsZone Chicago, and I'm gonna tell him check out this show. Watch old episodes. They be talking about you, dude.
Hey, that's love. That's love, man.
First 48.
It's funny, man, because when they on the TV, they try not to say the pronunciation of his name.
Hey, man, we out of here.
Yeah,
man.
they don't even say Cockburn.
We'll see y'all next week, man.
All right, y'all.
All right,
Okay,
peace. Later,
Deuces,
fellas.
people.